In for Cody Oliver, it is Clayson Davis here in Aberdeen, here for this Friday night, as it's Friday Night Football back on KDSJ Radio and on KDSJ-TV, as we have the visiting Spearfish Spartans, clear from West River, South Dakota, making the trek over here to Aberdeen, beautiful Aberdeen, South Dakota, to take on the 0-3 Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. Again, in here today is Clayson Davis in for Cody Oliver. Code Red back at the station, running the board and keeping my life put together. So I want to thank Cody for doing that back in Spearfish. But again, here in beautiful Aberdeen, South Dakota, where we get to have a great one here today between the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles and, again, the Spearfish Spartans. As it is our countdown to kickoff, brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair, the Black Hills home team for collision repairs at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish and off of exit 32 at Junction Avenue in Sturgis. As both teams are looking to warm up, Aberdeen Central, the home team, in the all-blue uniforms, yellow numerals, of course the dark blue helmet that shines in the glistening sunlight here for this beautiful evening here in Aberdeen, and the yellow face mask. Spearfish, they're on the all-whites today, white pants, white jerseys with maroon numerals, maroon helmet, maroon face mask. As Spearfish has their third home game in the past 3 weeks, third away game, in the past 3 weeks here in Aberdeen. We'll take a quick timeout. Come back with the Laying the Foundation segment brought to you by Heiserling Concrete, where we get to hear from Spearfish Spartan head coach Tom Teenson here on KDSJ. We'll be back in a few minutes with our Laying the Foundation segment, a part of our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to kickoff.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here to help you make your comeback. In order to perform your best on and off the field, your body needs to stay hydrated. Watch for signs of dehydration such as decreased energy, poor coordination, or muscle cramps. Remember that hydration comes from everything you consume, not only from beverages, but also from food. Sports drinks are also beneficial as they contain carbohydrates, sodium, and potassium. Nutrition experts at Monument Health can help athletes of all ages and skill levels understand their fueling and hydrating needs.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base sports nutrition program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
As we continue through with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to kickoff here on KDSJ. Clayson Davis here with you here in Aberdeen and getting ready for Aberdeen Central versus Spearfish. As we get going to our matchup menu here, brought to you by South Dakota Beef. Beef Logic is South Dakota Beef. I'm trying to get everything updated here on KDSJ-TV. Again, we're on all sources here today. We're on KDSJ Radio, 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and also streaming live on KDSJ980.com. Also streaming on our visual sites on Facebook at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ and on YouTube at KDSJ-TV. As both teams are huddled up, Aberdeen Central in the locker room. Spearfish hidden in the corner of the end zone. Can't quite see it on our KDSJ-TV camera. Nice booth here in Aberdeen Central, but not quite big enough where you can see the entire field, so we'll try to get as much of it as we can. Anyways, matchup menu, again, brought to you by South Dakota Beef Logic. Earlier today, Rapid City Stevens headed out east to take on Sioux Falls, Washington, and number 1 Harrisburg. They battled number 4 ranked in Class AA Yankton. Number 5 O'Gorman in Class AAA. They traveled west to take on Rapid City Central, still looking for their first win in a while. And then Sioux Falls Lincoln battled Sioux Falls, Washington. That happens tonight. Meanwhile, in Class AA, Douglas, they made the trip out east to battle T area, who've been receiving votes. In the latest poll, Dakota Valley, they will take on number 1 Harrisburg. And that's a look at our matchup menu. Again, brought to you by South Dakota Beef Logic. Looking at some more contests on our matchup menu. As we keep going through this Jake's Collision Repair pregame. Belfouche, they are battling Lee Deadwood tonight. As a battle of 2 winless teams trying to both get their first win on the young season. Actually, we are getting about the midway point of the season, but Belfouche making the trip over to Lee Deadwood to play the Gold Diggers and Lee Deadwood's homecoming. Rapid City Christian, they host Chamberlain in Class A boys football matchup. Looking at some AA teams. Again, Aberdeen Central hosting Spearfish tonight. Huron, they host Sturgis Brown tonight in action as well. T area, again, playing Douglas. Harrisburg and Yankton. Number 1 ranked Watertown, ranked top of the polls after beating Mitchell. After beating a peer, they will host Mitchell, that is. And then finally, Brookings, they will host used to be number 1 ranked Peer, as they fell to number 2 in the latest rankings. Looking over at 9-man action, Hill City, they will host Faith today in Class 9A football. New Underwood, they are hosting Jones County as well. Let's go to Class 9A. Hardin County Bison, they get to host the 11 McIntosh Cowboys. That's what's going on in Class 9A football. Phillip plays Kadoka area. And I believe that would be it on our matchup menu. Again, brought to you by Beef Logic. We got about 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the scoreboard. Preview both teams as we go through our Jake's Collision Repair pregame show. Again, Clayson Davis here with you here in Aberdeen. Beautiful Aberdeen, the wind blowing really into our face here in Aberdeen. But looking at both teams and how they have got here. Spearfish, again, 3-0 on the season. 3 really good games, really, for the Spearfish Spartans. As Spearfish, again, 3-0 on the season, ranked number 3rd in Class AA. As they destroyed Mitchell last week by a score of 43-0. They had forced 5 turnovers in the match, turned all of those into points. And again, had a running clock in the second half, and they are now completing the third leg of their road trip here in getting into the middle part of the regular season. Meanwhile, looking at Aberdeen Central, they are 0-3 on the year, as we see on KDSJ-TV, Aberdeen Central running out onto the field. 0-3, they've played 3 really good teams in the Pier T area, and then last week losing to Brookings. They will be without their starting quarterback, Brenner Waldrop, as he was carted off the field last week versus Brookings. So he will not be in action today. Instead, the Golden Eagles will look at Braden Bowen, the 6'2", 185-pound junior quarterback. He will be leading the Golden Eagles on offense today. As that's a look at both teams, as both teams are out on the sideline, probably getting ready for the national anthem coming up. And with that, we were going to send it back to the station and take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll be back with the Dana Denillard starting lineups right here on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects, from a pickup load to thousands of ton. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Do-it-yourself made easy with help from Proline Equipment Rentals in Belfouche. Whether you're a full-fledged contractor or just taking care of some jobs around your home, Proline has the equipment you need. Lifts for any job, like scissor lifts, boom lifts, and man lifts. Skid steers, trenchers, backhoes, and more. Step inside to find smaller tools for do-it-yourself projects like concrete work, painting, sewer repair, and more. Call 723-7677, click ProlineEquipmentRentals.com, or stop by off North Highway 85 in Belfouche today.
As we are back here in Aberdeen at Gene Brownwell Complex. I believe that's what it used to be called, as I believe that the football field has a new name. But we hit our starting lineups, brought to you by Dana Denillard, where a beautiful smile is always in style. First, starting off with the visiting Spearfish Spartans. Again, 3-0 on the season, ranked 3rd in class at AA. We have their defensive starters for Spearfish. On the defensive line, we have a defensive end, Marcus Medina, a 5'9", 200-pound defensive end, wearing number 42. Leighton Loop, he is the nose guard at 5'9", 250 pounds, wearing 65. The senior, and the third D lineman in the 3-4 alignment for Coach Teenson in Spearfish is Sam Marcus, 6'1", 220 pounds. The linebackers, Hunter Walters, senior, 6', 200-pound running back and linebacker, the do-it-all War Daddy for Spearfish High. His running mate on the inside linebacker position, that'll be Lathan Lucas, Junior linebacker, 5'10", 185 pounds. Outside linebackers, Evan Wilson. He's a senior at 5'10", 180 pounds. As well as Aiden Kraut, a 6'1", 200-pound outside linebacker. In the secondary for Spearfish, Dylan Doran, the senior, 6'1", 200 pounds. He'll start on one corner position. Carson Sire, he will be the other corner at 6'1", 180-pound sophomore. The safeties, Aiden Meverden, a 5'7", 170-pound safety. He'll be one of the safeties, and the other one will be Cade Vavruska at 6'1", 153 pounds, wearing number 11. We'll go to Aberdeen Central and their starters, as we have the offensive line, which consists of Riker Meister, a senior 6'1" offensive lineman, 225 pounds. Jackson Henley, he is a 6 foot, 255-pound offensive lineman. Michael Wayland, he is a 5'8", 210-pound offensive lineman for the Golden Eagles. Joran Foss, he's a senior at 6'3", 240 pounds to help anchor the offensive line. And then the final starting offensive lineman for the Golden Eagles is Blake Madsen, 6'3", 350 pounds for the Golden Eagles to really anchor that Golden Eagle offensive line. Carson Borg, he is a wide receiver for the Golden Eagles, a junior, 6'1", 165 pounds. Brody Asoff is another receiver at 5'9", 155 pounds. Joey Dahlman, he is a running back / wide receiver, and their kicker at 6'1", 220 pounds. Starting tight end is Colby Dowen, a senior 6'1", 185-pound tight end. He leads the team in receiving. Running back is Ridley Waldo, a junior at 5'9", 165 pounds, wearing number 22. And the starting quarterback, again with Brenner Waldrop out, is Joey Dahlman for the Golden Eagles at, that would be, Braden Bowen is the quarterback. Braden Bowen at 6'2", 185 pounds. As now both captains are coming out onto the field for both teams. Captains for Spearfish, again in the all-whites, that's Leighton Loop, Hunter Walters, Evan Wilson, and Dylan Doran. Starting captains for Aberdeen Central is offensive lineman Riker Meister, number 52. Number 6, Brody Asoff, wide receiver. Number 24, that is Cordell Ricklick. He is a wide receiver / defensive back. As well as number 28, Tate Huff, a running back linebacker, 5'8", 160 pounds for Aberdeen Central. As both teams are again at midfield doing the coin toss, I want to thank you guys for joining us here on KDSJ, no matter what platform you're listening or watching it on, either on radio at 980 AM, 103.5 FM, online at KDSJ980.com, or with the mobile app, or watching it on KDSJ-TV on YouTube, or on our Facebook page, Black Hills Gold Hits, KDSJ. Quite the endless possibilities of where you could be watching this contest. Again, between Aberdeen Central and Spearfish. As now Spearfish has won the toss. They have elected to defer. They'll be going from right to left on your radio dial. So Aberdeen Central offense, they will get their first crack to score here in Aberdeen. They'll be going from left to right on your radio dial. Of course, you can watch that action all on KDSJ-TV. As now both teams are in the huddle, trying to get ready to go on special teams. Again, I want to thank you guys for joining us here on KDSJ Radio and on KDSJ-TV. Again, a beautiful, beautiful evening here in Aberdeen. Sun is just starting to set behind the grandstands. Quite the facilities Aberdeen Central has here on their campus. Nice turf field. The soccer team was out here practicing earlier. Cheerleading squad was out here getting ready to go before pregame. The band is out in full force. It's right directly below us in the grandstands. As there's a nice breeze blowing across the field, as both teams will have to deal with a crosswind. The wind's blowing right back into the face of us up here in the booth. The booth here that they have here at Aberdeen Central is just simply outstanding. It's about, you can fit about 4 people in here comfortably. Has AC, has heating. Each separate booth has their own temperature. I mean, each of these booths are also soundproof, so people next door would be the Aberdeen Central, the Spearfish coaching squad. They don't get to hear me jabber about their team. But no, quite the facilities here in Aberdeen. They had a little prep rally before the game. Everyone's up on their feet. The starting kickoff is up in the air, and we are off here to go in Aberdeen. Back to receive is number 5, Borg. He will get to about the 20 and up to the 30-yard line, and that's where Aberdeen Central will get going. Tackled by Aiden Meverden of Spearfish. Again, starting quarterback for Aberdeen Central, that is Braden Bowen, 6'2", 185-pound junior. Starting quarterback, that was Brenner Waldrop, number 12. Sophomore quarterback at 6'5", 185 pounds. He is out for this contest, suffered a head injury against Brookings last week in Brookings, where Aberdeen lost that game 8-7. Here we go. First play of the game. They have Joey Dahlman in the backfield. Kobe Dowan is taking the snap. The snap goes over Dowan's head. He's going to go all the way back to the 10 and finally pick it up. Kobe Dowan, the tight end, he looked to try to take the snap, but the snap went way over his head, and that is a ginormous loss for Aberdeen Central. Not quite what they want to get started here on first down. Again, the first offensive snap goes way over the head of Dowan, who lined up in the backfield along with running back / wide receiver Joey Dahlman. So looked to catch the Spearfish Spartan defense off guard. Did not work on that play. And now it is a second and about a mile. 2nd and 33. Handoff is to number 21. That is Colby Dowan. He took the snap there and runs forward for a gain of maybe a yard. So Aberdeen Central trying to get down the ball early and often. I do apologize for us watching on KDSJ-TV. I can't quite get the camera clear to the end zone as the windows are pressed out. And there's really no way to get my camera out past this little divider here between the windows. Ref blows a whistle and points at the Spearfish side, and Cade Vavruska will be exiting the game. I don't know if he has a little blood or something on the jersey. He will head out to the sideline. And to take his place is number 25, Granham Hughes. Snap back, bubble screen out to Aberdeen Central, and he won't go anywhere. As there on the tackle looks to be Hunter Walters for Spearfish. That was a bubble screen out to Joey Dahlman and maybe went for a yard. So Aberdeen Central, they'll be forced to punt on their first drive. The punter is Kobe Dowan. Dylan Dorn standing at about the 40 to catch this punt. Punts up and away. Dorn will catch it about the 45, and he will scatter up forward to about the 40-yard line. So Spearfish, they have a great start defensively after Aberdeen Central had that bad snap to start their last drive that went over the head of everyone. And then Aberdeen Central only had 2 yards to show for it. And now we'll see what Spearfish will get to do, starting in opposing territory, which has been something that Spearfish has had the pleasure to have most of the season. especially in that Mitchell game, they might have had 1 or 2 drives that started in their own territory behind the 30-yard line. So here we go, Spearfish and Jack Coet. He will get the start at quarterback. Snap back to Coet. He'll look to throw. Blitz coming for Aberdeen Central. He breaks the blitz and will now scamper forward. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Might have been a face mask there by Aberdeen Central, but Coet battling against the blitz. Breaks forward. I think Spearfish might have been looking downfield to try to get something deep and strike fast against Aberdeen Central, but did not work. Now we'll bring up 2nd and 10. Hunter Walters to the left of Thomas Hughes, who now enters the game at quarterback. He'll be a handoff to Walters. Walters, who breaks a tackle and spins out of another, cuts back all the way to the left, breaks another tackle, scampers forward up to the 30, breaks another tackle, no quite, gets tackled at about the 20-yard line, but we do have a flag on the field. As Hunter Walters takes the carry and started off to the right side, that eventually cut his way all the way back to the left, and it will be holding on the Spearfish Spartans. Penalty that you'll often see in those type of plays when the running back or the ball carrier cuts back against the grain across the entire field. The lineman trying to block everyone away from the right. Then eventually when the running back cuts back, the linemen are pretty much blocking their defenders straight into the play. So now it will bring up 2nd and 11. Hughes stays in the backfield with 2 backs on either side. It will be a little jet sweep to Vavruska, going from right to left, tackled at about the sideline after a nice gain of about 6. On the stop for Aberdeen Central was number 8. They don't have a number 8 on their roster for Aberdeen Central. 3rd down and 5 for the Spartans. Aberdeen Central. PA announcer trying to get them pumped up and on their feet. It's now 3rd down and 5. Pistol set for Hughes. This is something new we haven't seen. It will be a handoff straight up the middle to Walters. Walters hit on the line and dropped. Big number 75 for Aberdeen Central. Felipe Gonzalez, 6'4", 295 pounds. They are a big corn-fed defensive lineman here for Aberdeen Central. Gets off his block and stuffs Walters. He actually will lose 2 yards on the carry, and it will bring up 4th down and 7. So Spearfish on their first drive had great field position at about the 40, and in total only gained about 3 yards. So both defenses with a good start. Marcus will roll out on a punt, but I think they were trying to fake it, but they have penalty markers down on the field. As an Aberdeen Central linebacker claps his hands, shows that this will probably be on Spearfish. It is a false start against Spearfish. Our referees, again, they are our game officials. Brought to you by South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. So now it will be a 4th and 12. Marcus will roll out, and he will then punt it away. It will land at about the 20-yard line and will roll into the end zone for Aberdeen Central. It was a good job by the punt returner, Cordell Ricklick, as he faked the fair catch to get the gunners for Spearfish to hold up and not let the ball bounce into the end zone. So with 2 drives down, 1 offensive drive for either team, I think there's been a total of maybe 3 positive yards gained. That was by Spearfish. Now Aberdeen Central, they are back on offense. Number 14, Joey Dahlman. He's the fullback. It will be a handoff up the middle to Ridley. Ridley scoots his way forward. Nice gain of about 4 for Ridley in the classic I formation for Aberdeen Central. Brought down by Hunter Walters at linebacker. He's already had himself a busy day on the defensive side of the ball. Gain of 5. It'll bring up 2nd and 5. Again, quarterback is Braden Bowen. It'll be an I set again for Aberdeen Central. 2 tight ends on either side of the line with a single split out wide to the field. It is a fullback counter to the fullback who breaks his way forward, runs over a few Spartans, and has a gain of about 8 on the play, and that will be a first down for Aberdeen Central. Ridley Waldo, 5'9", 165 pounds, but showing the power as he breaks a few tackles and scans forward for a Aberdeen Central first down. Now Aberdeen Central will spread out in a gun set, tight formation. Only one split out to the near side. It'll be a handoff to Ridley, caught in the backfield. He's not going to get out of there and dropped for a loss by the Spearfish Spartans. That is number 88 for the Spartans. I think that's 85. It is number 88. We don't have an 88 on the roster. We have an 85. That is Connor Johnson, 6'1", 175 pounds. Don't know if that was him or not, but it was number 88 for Spearfish with a loss, and that will bring up 2nd and 14. A loss of 4 on the play. Wildcat set. Ridley will take the snap. He will run off to the left side, trying to get some room. Breaks the tackle, but will eventually be escorted out of bounds after a gain of about 4. Excuse me, that was the tight end / wide receiver, Colby Dowen. They have him listed as tight end. He's literally played every single position on the field but tight end so far in this contest. He scampers forward for a gain of about 5, and will bring up 3rd and 9. Thanks to more of our sponsors here for KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV, including Granite Automotive, Fisher Sand and Gravel, and Pillin Optical, celebrating 50 years here in Pillin Optical. Snap back, bubble screen out to the receiver, as that was Dowen taking the throw, the snap. He throws it out to the left side. The receiver catches it, fumbles the ball, and Spearfish, they force a turnover early in this one, as the receiver, Brody Asoff, he looked to try to make a play. So a host of Spearfish Spartan defenders were all over that play before it even started. Again, Colby Dowen, he took the snap for Aberdeen Central and was a quick pass out to the outside. And Asoff fumbled the ball. I believe that was Dylan Doran on the stop. Coet back to pass. He is getting blitzed again and is hammered at about the 47-yard line and dropped for a loss. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line for Aberdeen Central. I believe that was one of the linebackers on the sack. That was an 8-yard sack on first down. And now Thomas Hughes will come back into the game for Spearfish. Snap back to Hughes, and we got another flag. I believe this will be a false start on the Spartans as well, as that's what the white hat motions. Spearfish shooting themselves in the foot here early versus Aberdeen Central. They've had countless false starts on offense and on defense. Now it is 2nd and 23. Snap back to Hughes. Will be a handoff to Walters. Walters breaks a tackle to the near side. He gets us all the way up to the 30-yard line. Great scamper on 2nd and long for Hunter Walters. He will make his way all the way up to the 31-yard line. And he will gain about 15 yards on that play. So Hunter Walters being the bright spot for Spearfish offensively. Still third down. It's 3rd and 8, but a lot more manageable for the Spartans. Running backs on either side of Avruska. Hughes, he will take the snap, roll out to the right side. He's looking to run the entire time, breaks 2 tackles, and then will slide down short of the line to gain. It'll be a gain of about 6 for quarterback Thomas Hughes, and it'll bring about 4th down and 2. As Thomas Hughes wanted his wide receiver Vavruska to motion across the field, but Vavruska was lined up on the line of scrimmage and couldn't motion, so I believe that was just a broken play altogether, and Thomas Hughes will just take it himself, and Spearfish will go for it on 4th down. 4th and 3 for Spearfish. Hughes in the gun. He's looking to try to catch him off sides, I believe. A few hard counts, and now we'll look to the sideline. As the play clock hits 0, and will be a delay of game or a timeout. I believe it'll be a timeout for Spearfish. Spearfish trying to get Aberdeen Central to jump on 4th down. The Golden Eagles are not fooled. And we'll be back with a 4th and 3 here on KDSJ. We'll be back in about 30 seconds as you're watching and listening to high school football on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV.
A lot of land comes with a lot of work. The new Kubota MX Series has a lot to offer, including the versatility to mow, move hay bales, grade roads, and clear brush and snow. An optional spacious cab to keep you comfortable in any conditions. A front-end loader with excellent loader lift capacity, hydrostatic or gear transmission options, and affordably priced. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. See Butte County Equipment, located on U.S. Highway 212.
On 4th down, Thomas Hughes takes the carry. There's a read option play. He needed 3. I believe he only got 2 in the Aberdeen. The Golden Eagles, they get the stop on 4th and 3 for a gain of 2 from Thomas Hughes. So with Spearfish with a positive field position, they haven't had a chance to really do anything with it. As on 4th and 2, Aberdeen Central, they shut the door on the Spartans, keeping this a 0-0 ball game. With about 2:36 left to go in the first quarter. Snap back. This will go to Ridley. Ridley in the Wildcat. He will scamper forward after a gain of about 3. Stopped on the play. Believe that would be Lathan Lucas, the linebacker. As we have a big bird dancing on the scoreboard. There's a giant jumbotron on the Aberdeen Central scoreboard. You can look at it on KDSJ-TV. 2nd down, it'll be a Wildcat snap again to Ridley, brought down in the backfield. Lathan Lucas again on the stop. Loss of about 2, and it'll bring up 3rd down and long. Ridley, the running back, he's been taking the past 2 snaps from the gun with technically another running back on either side. He's just been following his lead blocker to try to get some positive yardage, but hasn't had anything yet. 3rd down and about 8. Ridley and a down in the backfield. There'll be a snap back to Ridley. Cuts forward off the right side for a gain of about 6, and it will be short of the first down. It will bring up 4th down and 2. Ridley and Joey Dahlman, both in the backfield. They'll give them 7, that is. It'll be 4th down and 2. As time gets under 40 seconds, Dahlman in the backfield as it's spread out. Dahlman will take the snap, cuts up the middle, breaks a tackle. Dahlman will scamper forward all the way up to the 45-yard line, and that will be a 1st down for the Golden Eagles. It was a spread formation. Dahlman, the only player in the backfield. It was 5 wide across the board. And just a simple draw play from Dahlman breaks 1 tackle, and he will scamper up forward to about the 43-yard line. And it is a first down for Aberdeen Central. 15 seconds left to go in the first quarter, still scoreless. Dahlman is a fullback. Under centers the Golden Eagles. Now formation. It'll be a handoff to Ridley off the left side. Breaks a tackle. Scampers his way all the way forward for a gain of about 12. And that will be a first down for the Golden Eagles to end the first quarter. Take a look at that one on our KDSJ Sports replay. Ridley, the workhorse for Aberdeen Central. A simple zone play off of the right side of the offensive line. Cleared some space. And Aberdeen Central offense is starting to roll here at the end of the first quarter. Still scoreless. We'll be back in about a minute here on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV.
In Deadwood, and use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
Take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today, and let's get you to your peak.
As we're back here in Aberdeen for the start of the second quarter between Spearfish and Aberdeen Central. Still scoreless, 0-0 after the end of 1. It was a false start on Aberdeen Central to start the second quarter. Now back to receive the snap is Colby Dowling off to the left side. Trying to break outside the defense, and a good job by the Spearfish Spartan defense to string it out. As Hunter Walters and Carson Sire both on the stop for the Spearfish Spartan defense. It's a gain of maybe 2, and it will be a second down and about 13. Again, both defenses in a power struggle in the first quarter of action. So there hasn't been really a true quarterback for Aberdeen Central. This time, Dowling and Ridley in the backfield. It'll be a handoff to Dowling. Dowling breaks a few tackles, and then before a host of Spearfish Spartans come in to make the tackle, led by Samuel Marcus from his defensive lineman position. Also the outside linebacker, Aiden Kraut, there to make the tackle as well. It'll be a gain of about 3, and it'll be a third down and 12. Quick check of the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. T area all over Douglas, 38-3 at halftime. A quick look at the scoreboard. Right here reads 0-0 with a 3rd and 12 for Aberdeen Central. Bowman in the shotgun. They'll look to pass a slant pattern. Deflected at the 45-yard line by Walters, and about was caught by an Aberdeen Central receiver. But the pass fell too short. That was intended for Carson Borg for Aberdeen Central, as Bowman was back in the backfield. Or Bowen, that is. Incomplete pass. It'll bring up 4th down and 12, and it looks like Aberdeen Central will look to punt. Colby Dowling, the do-it-all senior, he is back to punt. Dylan Doran He is back to receive the punt as well. Low punt, lands at about the 30-yard line, and now we'll roll all the way back to about just short of the 10-yard line. I believe they'll down it at the 11. And that's where Spearfish will set up with their first drive of the second quarter. Again, I want to thank Monument Health for giving us our broadcast booth here in a beautiful Aberdeen, South Dakota. As fields right behind our view here in the grandstands. Again, it's almost getting chilly in the grandstands, not from the wind, it's from the AC. As each of these booths here in Aberdeen Central have their own AC, have their own heater. Probably watch TV up here if you really wanted to. There'll be a handoff to Wilson for Spearfish. Nope, it is a keeper by Thomas Hughes who scampers his way off to the right side. Hughes in a foot race. He passes midfield and gets all the way up to the 41-yard line. Thomas Hughes, the quarterback on the read option. As it even fooled me. I thought it was a handoff to handoff to Wilson, but Thomas Hughes, the quarterback, scampers forward from the 11 all the way up to the 43rd yard line into opponent territory after a huge gain for Spearfish here in the second quarter. There'll be a handoff to Walters off to the right side. He is hit at the line of scrimmage and then dropped for a gain of maybe 1. There on the stop for the Eagles is number 23, Owen Ward, and number 11, Jacob Weishar. They'll give him a gain of about 2, so it'll be 2nd and 8. Still scoreless here in this second quarter. With 15 on the play clock, Spearfish lines up with 2 receivers here to the near side, 1 to the far. Snap back to Hughes. Will be a handoff to Walters. Walters in trouble in the backfield, and he'll be dropped after a loss of about 2 by the Golden Eagles. I believe that was the defensive lineman, number 50, Braden Schwann. And there was a host of defenders in the backfield. It was right when Hunter Walters took the carry. Big number 75, Felipe Gonzalez, the nose guard. He was back there first. And now it is 3rd down and long. The student section getting loud, and Spearfish, they will look to take a timeout. They'll have 1 remaining after this timeout. We'll take a quick one with them as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds with this 3rd and 10 right here from Aberdeen as you're watching and listening to high school football on KDSJ.
Is special, and Pillin Optical wants you to enjoy every minute clearly with them. After all, at Pillin Optical, quality eye care and customer service is the most important thing next to your sight. Pillin Optical, family owned for 50 years, 409 Kansas City Street.
Back here in Aberdeen, where Spearfish is faced with a 3rd and 10 from the opponent 44-yard line. Back to pass is Hughes. It'll be a screen pass over to the right side to Evan Wilson. Wilson, who cuts his way forward and breaks tackles. Wilson just tripped up at about the 25-yard line. That was a touchdown saving tackle on a screenplay off the right side. On the tackle was Preston Peterson, as Wilson caught the screenplay from Thomas Hughes. Breaks the tackle and cuts his way up through the defense along the sideline and is tackled at about the 17-yard line. So on 3rd and 10, Spearfish, they get that and a chunk more. So now they're in the red zone. Injured Aberdeen Central Golden Eagle on the field. That is number 9, Jack Birch. Defensive lineman. Big kid at 6'6", 210 pounds. As he will limp off to the sideline. Hope he's okay. Aberdeen Central running a 3-4 defense. As Coach Teason said, same style of defense that they run. And a prep for Aberdeen Central's defense. Teason, the offensive coaching staff, sat down with their defensive coordinator to try to find what he doesn't like to see on the defensive side of the ball. Now twins to the near side, one to the far for Hughes at quarterback. Walters off to his right, and that will be a false start on Spearfish, as I think they were going to throw to the bubble. Cade Vervuska, the slot receiver to the near side, he moved early. Sloppy football by Spearfish to start this contest. They're in the red zone, and now they're right back out of it. It's been one step forward, two steps back for Spearfish offensively. They'll have that same set. Shotgun set for Hughes, to the near side, one to the far, working left to right. It'll be a bubble pass over to Vervuska. Vervuska cuts his way past a few defenders, and then a host of Golden Eagles will hit him out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. So a gain of maybe 2. Yeah, they'll have a gain of 2, and it'll be second down and about 13. 7:33 and counting in the second quarter. Coming up at halftime, our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show. Recap what's action going on here. Look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. And help preview the second half coming up here in Aberdeen. Same set, this time two backs on either side of Hughes. There'll be a toss play over to Vervuska off the left side, hit at the line, and will not go anywhere. Great play defensively by the Golden Eagles, number 24, Cordell Ricklick. As that was a little jet sweep. It was a little touch pass instead of a handoff. Hughes just takes the pass and just almost just chest passed it forward to Cade Vervuska. Thought he had the corner on the Golden Eagle defense, but the cornerback Cordell Ricklick was right there to make the stop, and it is now third down and 14 for a loss of 1 on the play. 3 seconds left to go on the play clock. It's a pass, and no, they'll blow it dead. They'll get Spearfish for another false start, as I think the left guard moved early. Spearfish, they have been having a tough time trying to stay clean on the offensive side of the ball. False starts and holding penalties, and they were all the way up to about the 13-yard line on this drive, and now they're all the way back to about the 27. It is third and forever for the Spartans, and Jack Coet will come in and quarterback. Coet at quarterback, 2 running backs on either side. Coet takes the snap. He'll look to pass. He's going to throw a long one down the sideline. Dylan Doran with the catch, and it's a touchdown. Dylan Doran streaking down the sideline, one-on-one coverage. Jack Coet trusts his man, goes up, makes the catch, and it's a touchdown for the Spearfish Spartans. They strike first with about 5:56 left to go in the second quarter. What a play by Dylan Doran, the senior. Was left without a catch last week, as the PAT, this one is blocked by Aberdeen Central, so we'll keep a 6 on the scoreboard for the Spartans. But after a long drive and penalties, Dylan Doran on a long touchdown pass, that he gives the Spartans the lead at 6-0 with about 5:56 left to go in the second quarter. We'll be back with a kickoff as you're listening to KDSJ High School Football on KDSJ Radio and also live on KDSJ-TV. We're back in a minute.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base sports nutrition program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
Kickoff by Sam Marcus. Caught by Dowen, and he goes out to at about the 23-yard line where Spearfish will set up shop. Aberdeen Central will set up shop after allowing a long touchdown catch from a Dylan Doran. The pass complete from a Jack Coet, a quarterback. Aberdeen Central, the starting quarterback for them is number 10, Braden Bowen. Again, or Bowman, that is. We're going to go with Bowman. As a Bowen, he'll be in the gun. He'll be a handoff to Ridley up the middle, and man, is he met and went nowhere. Spearfish Spartan defensive lineman, the defensive end, Marcus Medina on the stop. He maybe got a gain. They'll say he has a gain of 1, and it will bring up a second down and about 9. 5:33 left to go in the second quarter. Again, our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show. That is coming up as well here at halftime. So now a gun set for Bowman. Bowman, a little short play off the left side, and it was caught by the receiver. That was Brody Asoff, and oh my goodness, I think he wished he dropped it. He got rocked by the Spearfish Spartan defender. Take a look at that one on the KDSJ Sports replay for those watching on KDSJ. As Asoff finally gets off to his feet. Glad he's okay, but he got nailed by a Spearfish Spartan defender. I believe that was Sire on the hit. Sire or Hunter Walters. Brody Asoff, the senior wide receiver, 5'9", 155 pounds. It is a gain on the play. It's a gain of about 4, so it'll be 3rd and 5 for Aberdeen Central. Looking a little more traditional on offense. As Braden Bowman, the starting quarterback, he's taking a snap. Running back / wide receiver / fullback Joey Dahlman has taken a snap. Tight end / wide receiver / quarterback / offensive corner / defensive corner / defensive line and water boy Colby Dowen has taken a snap. And now it's a gun set for Aberdeen Central, and with a man in motion, Aberdeen Central will take a timeout on a 3rd and 5. We will keep it right here. About 4:40 left to go in the first half. Again, our halftime show by Wolves Plumbing and Heating coming up in a matter of moments. Take a look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. It's again 6-0 here in Aberdeen, between Aberdeen Central and Spearfish. T area up on Douglas 38-3. Number 1 in Class AAA, Harrisburg up on Yankton 14-7. Mitchell up 14-7 over number 1 Watertown in Watertown with 9 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Could be a game to watch there. Mitchell losing 43-0 versus Spearfish last week. Still scoreless between Brookings and Pier. Look at 9-man football. Hill City is really having no trouble with Faith, 26-0. 5 minutes left to go in the first. As Aberdeen Central comes out of their timeout, it'll be a 3rd down and about 5. Also during halftime, we'll see what is going on in college football for all you Husker fans. A game going on tonight in Memorial Stadium. 3rd and 5. It'll be a long pass down the sideline. He's got a man out there. That's Down. He makes the catch at the 40. Down in a foot race. He gets to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Aberdeen Central. Colby Dowen. And the Eagles, they have a long touchdown reception themselves. Dowen beats his man, Carson Sire, down the sideline, and Aberdeen Central, they get a touchdown, and they are now tied with the Spartans at 6 apiece. Now the PAT try. Is up and good. So Aberdeen Central, after allowing a touchdown by the Spartans, they respond with a long touchdown catch themselves. As Braden Bowman to Colby Dowen gives Aberdeen Central a 7-6 lead with about 4:30 left to go in the second quarter. We'll take a minute timeout. Be back with the kickoff here on KDSJ.
What is it that makes you powerful? It's not only having a voice, but knowing that it's heard, loud and clear. We understand knowledge can change your life, and that energy will continue to power it. And because you're part of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we're always listening. Because you're more than just a customer, you're a member. And what's more powerful than that?
Powder River Energy, serving Northeast Wyoming since 1946.
Back here in Aberdeen where the sun is set, the lights are on, and Aberdeen Central just pulled out to a 7-6 lead. Short kick taken by Doran at about the 20-yard line. Doran scampers his way forward. Great return by Doran all the way up to the 40-yard line, where Spearfish will have 4 minutes and 24 seconds left to go to punch another one into the end zone. Again, before we left off, it was a touchdown pass from the quarterback Braden Bowman over to Colby Dowen. It was a nice pass. It had a high arch, gave Dowen a chance to run underneath it to make the catch and beat the Spearfish defenders in a foot race for a touchdown. Now Spearfish back on offense, now down 6-7. Backs on either side of Walters in the gun. Snap back to Walters. He'll look for a screen. He's getting pressured right away. He will now throw it over to Bosch, that running back, and he can't make the catch. There's looked to be a double screen on the play. Hughes, he had pressure coming from his right, rolled all the way out to the left. Should have been sacked, but using his speed and elusiveness is Hughes, and then throws it over to his other running back, Mick Bosch. First time we've had him in the game, and he can't quite make the catch, and it will be a 2nd and 10. Thanks to more of our sponsors. After a quarterback keeper by, that was Coet, leading, following his lead blocker, that was Mick Bosch. It's a nice gain of about 5, and it'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Spartans. Again, thanks to more of our sponsors, including Powder River Energy, Proline Equipment Rentals, Low Roofing, the Millstone Family Restaurant, and of course, them giving us our podcast episode where this past Wednesday we're able to sit down with Evan Wilson and Hunter Walters, Spearfish Spartan seniors on the football team. It's a great interview. If you guys haven't had a chance to watch it or listen to it, you can listen and watch it on KDSJ-TV. As on 3rd and 5, it'll turn into 3rd and 10. Another false start on the Spearfish. The left side of the line, all were moving before the snap was snapped back to the quarterback, and it's now 3rd and 10. So it was a 3rd and long, a 3rd and manageable, is now a 3rd and long for Jack Coet and the Spearfish offense. It's been the story of the first half. Coet looking to throw, throwing down the field as intended for receiver in triple coverage. That was Cade Vervuska was the intended receiver, and 3 Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles were right there to knock the ball away, and after a good return and good field position, Spearfish, they are forced to punt. In Aberdeen Central, 0-3 on the year, but have played 3 good opponents. Started off with a loss to 7-time defending state champion Pierre Governors. for losing to T Area in week 2. Of course, T Area, they were coming off a loss of Spearfish themselves. Marcus gets the punt off. It is caught by Asoff. Brody Asoff. Glad to see him back in the game. He got rocked in their last offensive possession. Glad to see him back on the field. He makes the catch at about the 24-yard line for Aberdeen Central. They have 3 minutes and 20 seconds to add on to their lead. But anyway, back to Aberdeen Central. Lost to Pier week 1, then got blown out versus T Area. Of course, T Area coming off of that loss to Spearfish. And then just last week in a defensive struggle, Aberdeen Central lost 8-7 versus Brookings. So Aberdeen Central in the I formation. Ridley dots the I. He'll get the ball off to the right side. He will fall forward for a nice gain of about 5. Tackled on the play by the outside linebacker for Spearfish. That is number 40, Aiden Kraut, who had an interception last week. It'll be gain of about 4. So it will be a second down and about 6 for the Golden Eagles. This Big Bird dances again on the scoreboard. If you don't believe me, you can go to KDSJ-TV and you'll figure it out. Toss play over to Ridley. The toss was a little bit behind him. He had to stop his momentum, and that gave enough chance for the linebacker, Hunter Walters, to come flying in, and it makes the tackle for no gain. It'll be third down and 6 for Aberdeen Central. As again, that toss play from Bowman under center to Ridley was just a bit behind Ridley. Of course, Bowman, the backup quarterback, might not have enough of those repetitions throughout the year as he is thrust into the starting role. It's the third down and 5. Aberdeen Central, they'll come out in the I formation. Just a single split out to the near side of the screen, or the near side of the radio dial, and they'll get Spearfish to jump. The nose guard, Lathan Loop. He will jump for Spearfish. Nope. That's actually number 69, a backup nose guard, Reese Batts. 6 foot, 240-pound junior defensive lineman. He is caught with the jump. It'll still be third down, but now 3rd and 1 for Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. Take a look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard really quick. And Nebraska up 10-7 over the number 24 ranked Fighting Illini. For those Nebraska Cornhusker fans who are not watching or listening to the game because you're busy watching Aberdeen Central and Spearfish. Fullback counter up the middle. That will look to be a gain of about 5. Drew Dudall. He gets a carry of about 6, and will bring up 2nd and 4. They did give Aberdeen Central the first down on that offsides penalty. Thought it was 3rd and 6, so that would have been a yard short, but who knows? My math could very well be wrong as well. 2nd and about 4 for Aberdeen Central. Still in that I formation, double tight to each side. It's a handoff to Ridley. He stops in the backfield, and he is dropped for a loss of about 1. Ridley had pressure right away from the defense. I believe that was linebackers Leighton Loop, Hunter Walters, and the defensive lineman for Spearfish, Asher Peel. Also there on the stop. Asher Peel, again, forced an intentional grounding last week against Mitchell to give 2 points in the score column for Asher Peel. Missed the first 2 games. He's back in full force now for Spearfish. As Coach Tom Teason said in our Laying the Foundation segment, Spearfish, they're at full speed as everyone's back and healthy. And as now it's a 3rd and 6, back to pass is Bowman. He'll look for a quick out, caught by, looks to be the receiver, Drew Dudall, and he will have a gain of about 8, and that'll be a first down for Aberdeen Central. There's now under a minute 05 left to go in the contest. Aberdeen Central up 7-6 over Spearfish. It was a quick little out route by the receiver, Durdal. And Bowman, nice little three-step drop and throw. And now it'll be an empty set for Dowen, Kobe Dowen. He takes the snap, and he's dropped to the backfield. Ball is loose, and it'll be a loss of about 4 on the play, but we do have a flag. Take a look at that one on the KDSJ Sports replay. They will get Aberdeen Central with a hold. As shooting in the backfield was the linebacker for for Spearfish, Lathan Lucas. One of the 2 inside linebackers for Spearfish. That is holding on Aberdeen Central. It was an empty set, and number 21 for Aberdeen Central, Colby Dowen, who has a touchdown catch. He took the snap and ran off the right side and was met immediately by Lathan Lucas. A timeout, Aberdeen Central, with 58 seconds left to go in the contest. We'll take a quick one, too. We'll be back in 30 seconds right here on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV.
For everything you need so you can get in and get out and get back on the road. Find your favorite snacks and a cold drink, or maybe something fresh from the kitchen or in the cold case. Right here. And Exit 8 and Exit 14 offers top-tier fuels from Phillips 66, so you get the most from your transportation. Exit 8 and 14 Speedy Marts and Spearfish. Right off the road, right on the money.
Again, back here in Aberdeen. Again, a beautiful night for high school football. Slight breeze. It's almost getting a little bit chilly out there, I do say. Again, Clayson Davis here with you, in for Cody Oliver, who's holding down the fort back in Spearfish. As the scoreboard reads, brought to you by Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, 7-6. It's now 1st and 20 for Aberdeen Central. Bowman will take the snap from the gun. He is getting pressured, trying to scramble up through the middle, and will be brought down after he scrambles up to the line of scrimmage. Maybe will gain a yard. Outside linebacker Aiden Kraut will make the tackle. It'll be about second, and they say no gain. It'll be 2nd and 20, and Aberdeen Central will probably just look to run out the rest of this quarter, and they'll go into halftime with a 1-point lead. Again, coming up in a matter of moments, we'll have our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show. Wolf's Plumbing and Heating calls in Spearfish. Call 642-5755 or see more at wolfsph.com. I formation set for Aberdeen Central. It'll be a fullback trap up the middle by the fullback. That is a Dordell. He scampers all the way up to about the 45-yard line, and that will end the first half of action. As Drew Durdall, he's been doing it all for Aberdeen Central, being the lead blocker, playing fullback. He's gotten a few carries, and he had a nice gain there to end off the second quarter. Excuse me, that was Dahlman. I was looking at the Spearfish. Spearfish number 14 is Durdall, and Aberdeen Central's of 14 is Dahlman. So I do apologize for getting those two mixed up. Anyway, we have hit halftime here in Aberdeen. It is 7-6. The Golden Eagles in their hometown of Aberdeen. They are defending their home field against Spearfish. They lead 7-6. After this 2-minute break, we will start off our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show. Recap what's going on so far here in the first quarter. Look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard and more. That's all coming up. Part of our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and halftime show, which will be on in about 2 minutes here on KDSJ Radio and on KDSJ-TV.
Do-it-yourself made easy with help from Proline Equipment Rentals in Belfouche. Whether you're a full-fledged contractor or just taking care of some jobs around your home, Proline has the equipment you need. Lifts for any job, like scissor lifts, boom lifts, and man lifts. Skid steers, trenchers, backhoes, and more. Step inside to find smaller tools for do-it-yourself projects like concrete work, painting, sewer repair, and more. Call 723-7677, click ProlineEquipmentRentals.com, or stop by off North Highway 85 in Belfouche today. Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
It is not quite Cody Oliver. It's Clayson Davis here with you with KDSJ Radio and on KDSJ-TV. As it's our halftime show brought to you by Wolf's Plumbing and Heating in Spearfish. Call 642-5755 or see more at wolfph.com. That's WOLFF.com. Looking at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, it reads 7 for Aberdeen Central, the home squad. 6 by Spearfish. Recap what's been going on so far in this game. Both teams are scoreless after the first quarter, as both teams really struggled to get anything done on the offensive side of the ball. As Spearfish, they were driving to start the second. A long run by quarterback Thomas Hughes. Got Spearfish all the way down to about the 13-yard line of Aberdeen Central. And before a negative play and then a few penalties, back Spearfish all the way up at about a third and a mile. That was before Jack Coette threw a pass down the left sideline in a one-on-one coverage. Dylan Doran beats his man at about the 5-yard line, makes the catch, and scampers into the end zone to give Spearfish the first points of the game, 6-0. That was about with 5:56 left to go in the first quarter. That ensuing drive, Aberdeen Central, they had a long touchdown catch themselves. This one courtesy of quarterback Braden Bowman, who stepped into the starting role for injured starting quarterback Brenner Waldrop. Bowman, a long touchdown pass over to tight end / running back / wide receiver / do-it-all man on offense for Aberdeen Central, Colby Dowen, as he beat his defender at about the 40-yard line and scampered in for a score for Aberdeen Central. I made the game tied 6-6 with about 4:30 left to go in the game. And they actually made the PAT, as Spearfish's PAT was blocked. But Aberdeen Central made their point after touchdown. That gave Aberdeen Central a 7-6 lead. And that's where we stand at halftime. We don't have stats to really give you guys anything, as both teams' defense they've been making plays, but they've also given up long touchdown passes, as both teams really struggled to do anything on offense. Penalties have been the story for Spearfish. They've had a lot of positive plays and momentum be stuffed by a false start or a holding penalty for Spearfish. They haven't had quite the offensive showing that they have wanted so far. Aberdeen Central, they struggled to really get anything going early as well. In the first quarter, they had literally everyone in a blue jersey taking the snap for Aberdeen Central, as the fullback Joey Dahlman's taking snaps. Colby Dowen, he's taking a snap. The running back Ridley Waldo, he's also taking the snap as well. Of course, the quarterback Braden Bauman, wide receiver Brody Asoff, and they have all taken snaps for Aberdeen Central in the first quarter, trying to find something on offense. I think they were just trying to run the ball over Spearfish. That was before the second quarter. They put trust in their backup quarterback, Braden Bowen, and then Bowen had a long touchdown throw to the all-star receiver for Aberdeen Central, Colby Dowen. That's a look at some first half action. Thanks to more of our sponsors, including Granite Automotive, Fisher Sand and Gravel, Pillin Optical, Powder River Energy, Proline Equipment Rentals, Low Roofing, Millstone Family Restaurant, Butte County Equipment, The Auto Doctor, Exit 14 and Exit 8, Phillips 66, Gold Dust, Maverick Steakhouse, Minerals and Technology, American Colloid Company. So thank Jake's Collision Repair for giving us our pregame show. Thank Monument Health, Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, giving us our wonderful, wonderful broadcast booth here in Aberdeen. And plenty of space for KDSJ and KDSJ to get all their equipment set up. And there's even some room to spare. As even these broadcast booths has AC, has a heater. So there's plenty of room to put all sorts of gizmos and technology. I have a speaker right behind me that I don't quite know how to run, but could be handy if I had more time to figure out how to run it. I want to thank Monument Health for giving us our broadcast booth, and also Heiserling Concrete for laying the foundation. Game officials tonight that were brought to you by South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. Dana Dental Arts gave us our starting lineups, and we are at the Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show. And brought to you by Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and Spearfish. Call 642-5755 or see more at wolfsph.com. About 9:21 left to go in halftime. We'll take another 2-minute timeout and come back with our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, looking at some other football contests across the state and looking at college football as well. That's up next in 2 minutes, a part of our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show, live on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV.
Jake's Collision Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
American Colloid, a minerals technologies company, is not only part of the community we live in, they are the community. Bentonite clay, mined right here in our own backyard near Belfouche in Colony, Wyoming, provides a contributing factor to this area's economic success. This unique product has a huge range of uses, from the main component in cat litter to health and beauty products, pharmaceuticals, and more. It's all produced right here in all of our community. American Colloid Company, working together, winning together.
Clayson Davis in for Cody Oliver here in Aberdeen, South Dakota, where Aberdeen Central defending their home field so far at halftime as they lead the Spearfish Spartans 7-6. Time to look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Taking a look at what's going on across the state in football. Also might look at some high school scores, from college, some college scores going on as well, including those Nebraska Cornhusker fans. They have the 400th sellout at Memorial Stadium this Friday night. First off, we'll look at some high school football action, starting with the Class AAA. earlier today, Sioux Falls, Washington beats Rapid City Stevens 35-7. Number 1 in Class AAA, Harrisburg up over number 4 in Class AA, Yankton 21-7. That one's at halftime. O'Gorman up 7-0 over Rapid City Central with 11 minutes left to go in the first. And we are scoreless at Howard Wood Field in Sioux Falls between Lincoln and Jefferson, 0 apiece. Meanwhile, going to Class 11 AA, of course, Aberdeen Central ahead of Spearfish, 7-6. Right here on KDSJ Radio, 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and also on KDSJ-TV. Huron and Sturgis Brown, they are scoreless with 11 minutes left to go in the first. T area having no problem with Douglas. They are leading the Patriots 52-3. Watertown was losing to Mitchell earlier in the day. Well, that quickly went away. As Watertown, they are leading Mitchell by 7, 21-14 at the half. Brookings up on Pier by a score of 6-0 at halftime. They're at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium in Brookings on the campus of South Dakota State University. It's P area trying to Pier trying to avoid having back-to-back losses since who knows when. In the battle of winless teams in Deadwood tonight at Ferguson Field, it is Belfouche leading the lead Deadwood 6-0 with under 1 minute left to go in the second quarter. Hot Springs, they are taking care of Lakota Tech 41-8. Looking at some more scores here in Class 11A, Rapid City Christian up on Chamberlain with 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter, 36-6. In 11B action, of course, Hot Springs up on Lakota Tech 41-8. In a battle at top teams in a Class 11B. Number 1, Winter. They are up by 2 over Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central, who's ranked 4th in the state, 8-6 at half. Looking at some more scores, I'll do it for 11-man football. 9-man football. Hill City has no problem with Faith. They're up 40-0 with 10 minutes left to go in the second quarter. New Underwood losing to Jones County 8-0. That looks to do it 9AA. Harding County Bison hosting Lemon McIntosh at legendary AP Penfield. Harding County Bison ranked 5th in Class 9A. They're up over Lemon McIntosh 16-8. Looking at around some more scores. Scoreless between Phillip and Kadoka area with zeros across the scoreboard. That one just getting underway. Looking at 9B, looks like nothing in the area, and that looks to do it for our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. In the high school side, we'll go to college now. For those interested in college football, it is 10 apiece in Lincoln. Nebraska Cornhuskers 22nd in the nation, leading number 24 Illinois by a score of 10-0, and that is the 400th sellout at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. Also in college football, in ACC action, Stanford from the state of California playing an Atlantic Coast Conference match versus Syracuse, New York. Stanford's actually ahead of Syracuse 13-10. That one about to hit halftime. Coming up tomorrow, we got some more college football as Black Hills State University. Their homecoming for Swarm Days. They get to host Fort Lewis College, who just broke a 40-game losing streak, was the longest losing streak in NCAA at the time across all divisions. But Fort Lewis, they will travel to Spearfish, South Dakota, and they will take on the Yellow Jackets with a kickoff at around 2 o'clock. Pregame, I believe, around 1:30. Steve Ammerman on the call there, as that will be on KDSJ Radio 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and also streaming online on KDSJ980.com, and also on our KDSJ Sports mobile app. Be looking forward to Black Hills State University football coming up tomorrow with kickoff at around 2 p.m. only on KDSJ. As Aberdeen Central, they are coming out on the field. They just started their stretches. Spearfish, they are also just getting onto the field, led by Hunter Walters and Asher Peel. Spearfish, again, offensively, other than the one long touchdown pass, really haven't had a whole lot going for them, especially with penalties that have been crippling the Spartans' offense. Both teams going to go warm up. I believe they'll put 3 minutes back on the clock for both teams to warm up. And we'll get back at it with the second half. We'll be back in about 2 minutes, and we'll be back with the second half kickoff. Live here in Aberdeen as the sun is set, the lights are on, and it's a cool, chilly night, perfect for high school football. We're back in 2 minutes here on KDSJ.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here to help you make your comeback. In order to perform your best on and off the field, your body needs to stay hydrated. Watch for signs of dehydration such as decreased energy, poor coordination, or muscle cramps. Remember that hydration comes from everything you consume, not only from beverages, but also from food. Sports drinks are also beneficial as they contain carbohydrates, sodium, and potassium. Nutrition experts at Monument Health can help athletes of all ages and skill levels understand their fueling and hydrating needs.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320. Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
And we are back here in Aberdeen, South Dakota, here on the beautiful campus of Aberdeen Central High School. Quite the little sports facilities that they have in this town, as we got to drive through, we as in me, got to drive through Northern State University and got to check out just briefly the campus there on the way here to the high school. Even the old high school of Aberdeen Central is pretty neat to look at. That's where my GPS first took me when we first got to Aberdeen, as both teams coming out onto the field. Spearfish, they deferred in the first quarter, in the first half, so they will get the ball to start the second. Looking to find maybe a little bit more momentum on offense. As we come out of our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show. Again, in Spearfish, call 642-5755 or see more at wolfsph.com. That's wolfsph.com. As now both teams are out and we're getting ready to roll. As the Lone Ranger once said, let's ride. And we are getting ready to go with the second half of action here in Aberdeen. As looks like Aberdeen on to kick. It looks to be the do-it-all fullback / running back Joey Dahlman. He will be looked to kick off for Aberdeen Central. Back to receive is Carson Sire and Dylan Doran. Kick is away, and we're off with Dylan Doran catching at about the 15-yard line. He will scamper all the way up to about the 27, and that's where Spearfish will set up shop on offense. Ward on the tackle for Aberdeen Central. Owen Ward, sophomore linebacker. Again, Aberdeen Central causing the Spearfish offense some fits so far with false start penalties, negative plays, and now let's see what Spearfish can do offensively. A lot more depth on Aberdeen Central's sideline than there is on the Spartans sideline as well. And again, Spearfish, they are on their third straight away game. It was about 2 weeks ago they went to O'Hara Stadium and battled a tough Rapid City Central squad in Class AAA. Last week they went to Mitchell last Saturday and made it a short week for Spartans as they took care of Mitchell 43-0, and now they make another trip out east to battle Aberdeen Central, trailing at halftime 7-6 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Thomas Hughes quarterback with the running backs on either side of his hip. It will be a handoff to Evan Wilson, his first carry of the game, as he gets a nice gain on first down. Gain of about 4, and he is brought down by the Golden Eagles, number 75. That is the nose guard, Felipe Gonzalez. He's had quite a few stops on the defensive side for Aberdeen Central so far. Evan Wilson, quote-unquote fullback of the offense. And if you ask him and his teammates, I had a chance to sit down with Evan Wilson and his running back Hunter Walters on the From the Bench podcast at the Millstone earlier this week. You can rewatch that episode on KDSJ-TV. There's a handoff to Wilson along the left side, and he is stuffed for about maybe a gain of 1, penalty flag on the field. That was a hard hit off of the left side by an Aberdeen Central defender. As the white hat comes talks with the other referees. Our game officials again brought to you by South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. It will be against Aberdeen Central. They will call a face mask on Aberdeen Central. And they only get maybe an accidental face mask. I believe they only stepped it off 5 yards, but after the Evan Wilson carry for no gain, they will still give Spearfish their first down in the second half. Coet, the quarterback, he was looking to throw, and now he will run off the right side. He is hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped. As Evan Wilson was looking deep for Dylan Doran, brought down on the play by number 11 for the Golden Eagles. That is Carson Weishar, and also number 24, that is Cordell Ritlick. Called Ritlick's name a few times on the defensive side of the ball for Aberdeen Central. First drive of the game. About 10:33 left to go in the third quarter. First drive of the second half is now Spearfish will go twins to either side with Coet in the backfield. Coet to pass. He's getting pressure and is tripped and sacked for a loss. I don't think it was really anyone on the sack. I think he just tripped over the foot of his offensive lineman. As there was a spread formation for the Spartans, Coet, he was looking deep again, couldn't find anyone. He wanted to just scramble for a first down, but tripped over, looks like his lineman, the shoe of his lineman, and now that is 3rd and long for the Spartans. 3rd and 13. Twins to the near side, one far. Coet back to pass. It's a screen play over to the left side to Evan Wilson. Wilson, he's trying to break a tackle over on the sidelines. Can't quite break that tackle as he's forced out of bounds after a gain on the play. Looks to be a gain of about 7 on the screen play, but it'll bring up 4th down and 6 from about the 49-yard line in Spearfish. They will, I believe, look to go punt here. Back to receive for the Golden Eagles. That is number 6, Brody Asoff. Samuel Marcus on to punt for the Spartans. Marcus with the punt. There was pressure right in his face. Glad he got that one off. It wasn't quite the punt they wanted, but Aberdeen Central assistant coach calls fair catch on the sidelines as the student section goes crazy. That coach catches it on the sidelines. And now it will be 1st and 10 for Aberdeen Central. Their first drive of the game. Man, they say that punt, they put the ball at about the 44-yard line. So a punt of about net 6 yards for Samuel Marcus. So Aberdeen Central with the momentum, see what they can do it on offense. And then we'll start off with the gun with their backup quarterback, Braden Bowman. Bowman will start off in the gun, again going from left to right on your radio dial. He looks like two tight ends. It's a snapback. Bowman wasn't ready for it, and he will just have to fall on it. Don't know what exactly happened there, but I don't think that's how they drew it up. Let's see if it pays off for him. There's a fumble on a first down. They wanted to send the tight end, one of the tight ends in motion. That was Jack Birch. He got injured earlier, and it looks like it was a miscommunication. Bowman was not ready for the snap. And that is a loss of about 5 on first down, and it will bring up 2nd and 15. Golden Eagles, they have proven they can let her fly through the air. A long touchdown pass to Colby Dowen in the second quarter. It will be a handoff to Ridley off the right side. He is flying behind that big offensive lineman. He's still trucking down to about the 45-yard line. It's a gain of about 5. And it will bring up 3rd down and 10. Let's say 3rd down and 9. That was Ridley Waldo. Waldo the last name, Ridley the first name. 3rd and 9 for the Golden Eagles. Twins on either side of the formation. Snapback Bowman. He's going to look to pass deep on first down. He's got a man out there, and he makes the catch. It was a double move on the quarterback, Carson Sire, and the receiver, number 5, Carson Borg, beats his defender. If the ball was just thrown a little bit farther, he would have been walking in for 6. But Aberdeen Central showing they can get it done through the air, and that is a new set of downs and a first down for Aberdeen Central. Offensively, it is starting to find more of a rhythm with the ball at the 25-yard line. Gun set for Bowman. It will be fullback in the backfield along with him and Waldo. Ridley Waldo will be a handoff to Waldo, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage, falls forward. It'll be no gain. It should have been a loss of about 1, but Waldo falls forward. On the stop for Spearfish will be number 32, Brock Lewis, on the tackle. Sophomore linebacker, 5'9", 200 pounds. He's in there playing linebacker. Now I believe he exits the game. So 2nd and 10 for the Golden Eagles. 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter as 2 men go in motion, and now it'll be a false start against Aberdeen Central. And they were lined up under center. I believe they tried going with a fullback trap from that wing spot to try to get the ball to Joey Dahlman, but the tight end on that side of the field, number 24, Cordell Ritlick, he moved early as well. It'll be 2nd and 15 now for Aberdeen Central, as their heavy personnel leave the field to get some more speed from the wide receiver position back onto the field for this. They say it's 3rd and 15. Now they change it to 2nd and 15. That's what I thought. 2nd and 15. Under center is a Bowman. It will be a play-action pass, a screen over to the tight end. Dowen, who's decked at the line of scrimmage, might have even lost a yard. Linebacker Lathan Loop on the stop. Take a look at that one on our KDSJ Sports replay. I believe it was a fake toss. And they tried getting a screen over to their playmaker from the tight end position, Colby Dowen, but Spearfish Spartans' Lathan Loop was not fooled. Excuse me, that was a Lathan Lucas. There's a Lathan Loop and a Lathan Lucas. One plays nose guard, one plays inside linebacker. Spread set, pass for Aberdeen Central. It's complete to Number 14, Joey Dahlman, who runs forward. He'll be short of the first down by about 5 yards. So on 3rd and 15, they get about 10. It'll be about 4th and 5. And Aberdeen Central, I believe, will be just elect to go for it. The offense has been moving the ball through the air and on the ground. Mainly through the air has been most of their chunk yardage. This third quarter is going by fast. Either team has only had one possession, and it's already about 5 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Trips to the near side, one to the far. Bowman at quarterback on this 4th and 5 for Aberdeen Central. Snap back, looking left, now looking right. Curl route short, and it's incomplete. Pass was intended for Carson Borg, number 5 for Aberdeen Central, number 5 for the Spartans. Carson Sire on the stop. Breaks up the pass, and Aberdeen Central, after an impressive drive, they stall at about the 23-yard line. And it is 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Their second drive starting at about the 20-yard line. And they haven't had much anything going offensively. The run game hasn't had a lot. They've tried passing it, letting it fly through the air, but nothing has really worked for the Spartans as Jack Coette's in at quarterback. Coette, it'll be a reverse over to the wide receiver for the Spartans. Spartans, that's number 88, drops the shoulder on first down, and I think he might have a first down. He will after a gain of about 12. That is number 88. We don't have an 88 on the roster. As that is an end around, a little reverse to number 88 for the Spartans. Now he runs off the field. I believe that's, I don't know who that is. Connor Johnson's the highest numbered player on the Spearfish roster. Either way, new set of downs for Spearfish. At about the 25, it'll be Coette, a little bit of miscommunication in the backfield, but he falls forward, breaks a tackle, brought down on the play by the defensive end for Aberdeen Central, number 9, Jack Birch. Gain of about 2, and it'll be 2nd down and 8. With about 4:15 left to go in the third quarter. Look at our Genix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Reads 7 for the Golden Eagles, 6 for the Spearfish Spartans. Coette stays in there at quarterback with backs at either side. Snap back will be a handoff to, Coette keeps it around the right side. He's in trouble in the backfield and dropped. Aberdeen Central defensive lineman Jack Birch on back-to-back plays, making some plays for Aberdeen Central as he drops the quarterback Coette in the backfield on that read option play. I believe they had another defender right there on the stop of Coette. They did. Didn't quite make the tackle, but now it is 3rd down and 8 in the student section in the hometown. Golden Eagle fans are getting on their feet and rowdy. 3rd down and 10, Coette in at quarterback. Gun set, handoff, and another false start on the Spearfish Spartans offense. They cannot get out of their way on 3rd down and long. False start called on the receiver, Dylan Doran, and now what was 3rd and long turned into 3rd and very long. So the hometown crowd making it hard on the visiting Spartans. It's 3rd and 15. Wilson in motion from left to right. It'll be a snap back to Coette. Coette getting pressured up the middle. He's sacked. Ball is out. They'll say it's incomplete, but the nose guard, big number 75, Felipe Gonzalez for Aberdeen Central, making a play on from the defensive line as he is credited with forcing the incomplete pass. He got in there quickly as he threw Coette to the ground. It could have been labeled a fumble. The refs, again brought to you by South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. They call it an incomplete pass, and now Spearfish will be forced to punt as they go backwards on this drive again after 1 first down. Marcus on to punt, and we got a timeout on 4th down for the Spartans. They just really haven't been organized on offense, and now they're not really organized on special teams, as now the special teams coordinator will come out for Spearfish and he don't look too happy. 3:07 left to go in the third quarter. We'll actually keep it right here for a bit. Check on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Hill City still up over Faith 40-0 in 9-man football. Looking at our Class AA scoreboard. If it'll let me load. It's not really letting me load right now. Of course, technology loves to work with us here at KDSJ. There we go. Looking at our Class 11 AA scoreboard, still scoreless between Huron and Sturgis Brown. T-Area beats Douglas by a score of 58-3 tonight, and Harrisburg up by 7 over Yankton at 21-7. Sam Marcus on the punt for Spearfish. Snap back, rolls back to Marcus, who gets pressured and gets it off. Thought he was roughed. It's a good punt. Lands at about the 30-yard line, keeps rolling past the 20 and is down at about the 17-yard line for the Spearfish for Aberdeen Central. So a good punt, flip the field position for Spearfish. And now Aberdeen Central, they will set up shop at about the 18-yard line. Still up on the scoreboard, 7-6. Had some passes through the air that proved pretty successful for the Golden Eagles. And now we'll see what Bowman and company will have in store for the Spearfish Spartans defense. The Spearfish Spartans, they've given up some yards, but they haven't quite just completely busted on defense. Dowan in the backfield, he will keep it off to the right side. He gets a few yards before he is decked at about the 21 for a gain of about 3. I'll say a gain of about 4. Again, the do-it-all athlete in the backfield, Colby Dowan for Aberdeen Central on the carry. Brought down in the backfield by one of the linebackers for the Spearfish Spartans. I think that was Walters on the stop. Anyway, second and about 6 after that gain of 4. This time Dowan and Pullman in the backfield. They'll bubble screen over to the right side, and right there to make the stop for the Spearfish Spartans, that is the safety, Cade Vervuska, as Colby Dowan took the snap again. He had Joey Dahlman in the backfield with him. They've used that look quite a few times tonight, using Dahlman as a lead blocker for Dowan. Those two are interchangeable in the backfield as Dowan will stay in the backfield. He'll have an empty set, 3 to the near side, 2 to the far. On this third and about 5, it'll be a handoff, a snap back to Dowan, who has room over on the right side, trying to find some room, and he might get close to the yardage. I believe they'll have enough for a first down. Colby Dowan took the snap, started running left, and then quickly switched over to the right side. He tried making a few moves on a few Spearfish Spartan defenders, but gets just enough yardage for a first down. So the Aberdeen Central offense gets their first down this drive with just a minute and 17 left to go in the third quarter, a fast-moving third quarter. I think we've had maybe one stoppage, maybe 2 or 3 stoppages in play. Clock running with under 1:05 left to go before this ball snapped. It'll be a snap back to Waldo, who's dropped in the backfield by a Spearfish Spartan defender. Flags do come out. I believe that was number 32 on the stop for the Spearfish Spartans, Brock Lewis. Either Brock Lewis or Lathan Loop, one of the 2 linebackers on the stop. We have holding on Aberdeen Central. Looks to be the call from the White Hat. Spearfish will, I believe they'll decline it. They will replay first down, so Spearfish will take the penalty. And now back into the game is the quarterback, Braden Bowen, for Aberdeen Central. Under a minute left to go in the third quarter, still 7-6 in favor of the Golden Eagles. As Bowman will be under center, Ridley Waldo the running back. Single set, It'll be a trap play over to the left side for Dahlman. Dahlman runs over a Spearfish Spartan defender, and he will get a gain of about 5 on first down after a great carry by Dahlman. In fact, he got a gain of about 10, as it was first and 20 that turned into now second and 11. I say it'll be a gain of about 9. Dahlman, he's been doing it all for Aberdeen Central. 15 seconds left to go in the quarter. They don't have to snap it if they don't want to, as Bowman will look to the sideline. He doesn't look like he's in a hurry to snap the ball at any time at all. Play clock is at 3, 2, 1. They're not going to get it off, and we have hit the end of the third quarter. Fast-moving third quarter. That was just the fourth drive on the quarter. Each team had 2. No points were put on the board, and we will head to the fourth quarter in a 1-point ball game between Aberdeen Central and Spearfish. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right here on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and also on the KDSJ mobile app, and also on KDSJ-TV on Facebook and YouTube. We're back in 30 seconds.
Truck and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
We're back here in the fourth quarter of action here in Aberdeen, South Dakota, between the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles and the visiting Spearfish Spartans. A quick look at our polls for this week in Class AAA. Harrisburg at the top spot, followed by Sioux Falls Lincoln, Brandon Valley, Sioux Falls Jefferson, and O'Gorman. Meanwhile, where these two teams call home in Class AA, Watertown takes the top spot as they beat Pierre last week. And then Spearfish, who's trailing to Aberdeen Central, then Yankton, then Brookings. Second down and 11, and a pass to the outside is nailed by Dylan Doran. I believe that is number 6 on the reception, Brody Asoff. He'll be dreaming about number 4 tonight in the nightmare side of things as he gets decked again. It is a gain of a few. We'll bring up third down and about 7. Third and 8, so it'll actually be a gain of about 3. Again, our fourth quarter here in Aberdeen between Spearfish and Aberdeen Central. It's a gun set for Bowman. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. It'll be a handoff to Waldo. Ridley Waldo brought down in the backfield, dropped for a loss. Lathan Lucas, the middle linebacker, comes up and makes the play for the Spartans defense. And after Aberdeen Central was driving the ball on them to end off the third quarter, Spearfish defense comes up and makes a statement on 3rd and long, and now Aberdeen Central will be forced to punt. And the linebacker, Lathan Lucas, not Lathan Loop, he's the nose guard. Punts away from Colby Dowen, Dylan Doran. He will take it about the 30. Dangerous attempt to catch it by Doran. He had 2 Aberdeen Central defenders right step for step with him. As if Doran would have bobbled it, but he would have fumbled it and gave Aberdeen Central to get the ball back. Spearfish, they'll get the ball at about the 35-yard line. There's really had nothing going on the offensive side of the ball for Spearfish. See if they can get something going on offense. The quarterback most of the time has been number 19, Jack Coette. He's been kind of the main guy back there in the backfield, taking the snap. Now out comes Thomas Hughes. He's had a long carry in the second quarter that helps set up a Spearfish touchdown. As there'll be a handoff to Hunter Walters on the right side. He gets a hit in the backfield and dropped. defensive end for Aberdeen Central, Jack Birch. He's been having a field day along that left side of the Spearfish Spartans offensive line. As he gets a stop, it'll be a stop for no gain by the defensive end, Jack Birch. So now that will be a 2nd down and 10. I'll say 2nd and 11. Hughes stays in a quarterback with backs on either side. Favruska comes in motion. It'll be a handoff to Walters up the middle, breaks a few tackles, and finally brought down after another gain of no yards. This time by the linebacker for Aberdeen Central, number 50. That is Brandon Schwann, senior linebacker. It's a loss of 1. 3rd and 11 now for the Spartans offense. They've had nothing going offensively. So now Spearfish. They will spread everyone out. 1 to the near side, 2 to the far on 3rd and 11. Roll out by Hughes. Hughes, he will look to pass down the field with Cade Vavruska on the sideline. Can't make the catch. Vavruska was open and hit him right in his hands in stride at about the 35-yard line, and hits right off of his hands. And it is incomplete on 3rd and 11, and it is 4th down and 11 for the Spartans, and they will be forced to punt. Cade Vavruska had a chance at it, hit him right in the hands. I think he was worried about the hit that was coming right for him down the sidelines. But the ball skips right off of his hands. And he's getting now talked to by Coach Tom Teason. As the punt looks to be blocked and now hit by a Aberdeen Central, the offensive player. As I believe that is number 5 on the return. That is Carson Borg. As the punt hit off the back of a Spearfish Spartan defender, they thought it was roughing the punter, but Carson Borg, he caught the ball. It was a punt that maybe went 2 yards, and he takes it all the way down to about the Spearfish 9-yard line. And this hometown crowd is fired up. As Carson Borg gives Aberdeen Central at the 9-yard line. Handoff of the fullback on the inside. That is Doran. Dahlman breaks a few tackles, and he's in for a touchdown for Aberdeen Central. The fullback trap from the I formation has been working so well for Aberdeen Central. And Joey Dahlman now gives Aberdeen Central a 2-touchdown lead. Now on to kick. As a Dahlman kick is up, kick is good, and Aberdeen Central pulls in front now by a score of 14-6. And it was all set up by that blocked punt by Aberdeen Central. That was caught by Carson Borg at about the 9-yard line. And now Aberdeen Central up two scores over a Spearfish Spartan offense that's really never had a rhythm all game. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the kickoff as you're watching and listening to Spearfish Spartans football on KDSJ.
We're all going somewhere, going higher, faster, farther, going in new directions to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics. That's monument.health/orthopedics.
Not quite Cody Oliver, but Clayson Davis here with you with KDSJ Radio, 980 AM and 103.5 FM. as that was a touchdown run by Joey Dahlman, that is. As that punt goes back to Dylan Doran for Spearfish. Now down by 2 touchdowns. Doran, as he breaks 1 tackle and is finally brought down just outside the 40-yard line and brought down at about the 39. That's where Spearfish will set up on offense. As again, that was a touchdown run from a fullback position, Joey Dahlman. For those football enthusiasts, the fullback is a position that lines up in front of a running back and it works as a lead blocker. Don't quite see it much in today's modern football, but for those who don't know what a fullback is, well, that's your football 101 lesson brought to you by Clayson Davis of KDSJ. Gun set for Hughes and Spearfish. They need something to go on offense. It's a handoff to Hunter Walters on the right side. Cuts it back over to the left. Walters, he's got room. Gets past the first down. Walters breaks another tackle and is brought down at about the 45-yard line. It's about the best offensive play Spearfish has had this quarter. As a handoff to Hunter Walters. Started off on the right side from the shotgun formation. Then cuts his way all the way back to the left. And will scamper forward after juking out a few Aberdeen Central defenders and gets a first down. Hughes stays in that quarterback. 2 to the far side, 1 to the near with Evan Wilson coming in motion. There'll be a handoff. Nope, a quarterback keeper by Hughes. Hughes runs over to the left side. Hughes now scoots all the way forward for a gain of about 15 and another Spearfish Spartan first down. So 2 big runs by Thomas Hughes and Hunter Walters. A little read option play. I don't know if that was necessarily planned or if it was read by Thomas Hughes, but either way, the quarterback, he has Spearfish in plus territory at about the 40-yard line. And now Spearfish, they will look to have another timeout. They had some confusion subbing on first down. Spearfish will be left with, I believe, 2 timeouts. As Coach T's and his offensive staff coming to meet with the Spartans. We'll keep it right here on KDSJ. I do want to thank my board operator for tonight, Mr. Cody Oliver. He's running the board for me back at KDSJ Studio in Spearfish. I do want to thank him for staying at the studio and helping me keep my life put together. We'll look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Again, T area took care of Douglas 58-3. Harrisburg, they've pulled out to a 3-touchdown lead over Yankton, number 1 ranked in Class AAA. Harrisburg leading number 4 in Class AA Yankton at 35-14. Watertown, they were trailing versus Mitchell early. That was a thing of a distant pass as Watertown up 41-14 over Mitchell in the third quarter. 1st and 10 for Spearfish. They have 2 timeouts left to go in the rest of the 7:51 left to go in regulation. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. It's a handoff to Wilson up the middle. He maybe gets a gain of about 2 yards. Or is brought down for he is swarmed by a host of Aberdeen Central defenders. I don't quite know who that was led by. I think it was one of the linebackers. I believe number 34, Caden Chateau, a senior linebacker at 5'10", 185 pounds. Gain of 1, so it'll be gain of 2, that is, 2nd down and 8. Hughes, he'll keep it on himself around the left side. Hughes looking to make a play, and he will finally give himself up and slide down after a nice gain of about 5. So now it is a 3rd down and about 5. They say it's only a gain of 4, so it'll be 3rd down and 5 for Spearfish, and 3rd down has not been their best friend. 6:43 left to go in this contest. Spearfish needs a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Hand off to Walters. Walters bouncing around the right side. He is caught by a bunch of Aberdeen Central defenders, brought down for a loss, but there is a flag. And I think it might be against the Golden Eagles for a face mask. They've been trying to get Hunter Walters going on a counter play. They've a staple of the Spearfish Spartan offense, have two pulling linemen. This time they've been trying that left side quite a few times today, but it has not worked. It is a face mask penalty. It is only for 5. Nope, they say it's for, look at now the chains reset. So it's only a 5-yard penalty, so it'll still be 3rd down and 1. I think this is one of the few 3rd and shorts for Spearfish today. And they hold up against the defensive line. Now Hughes will roll out over to the right. He's looking to throw. Now he's in trouble. Cuts back over, clear to the left side. Hughes has room over to the left. He's got a lot of room. Now gets to the 20 and is brought down by the back of the jersey. There's another flag thrown on the play. It looks to be maybe a horse-collar tackle. Brandon Schwann, the linebacker, he brings down Hughes after he scampers all the way from the 30 clear to about the 15-yard line. So a gain of about 15 on the quarterback run by Thomas Hughes. As he rolled out to the right looking to pass and then cuts all the way back across the grain clear to the left, where there was nothing but his offensive lineman waiting to find someone to block. They will get a personal foul horse collar tackle against Aberdeen Central. So tack on another 15 on the end of the run. It will be 1st down and short. 1st and goal for Spearfish. Again, down by 8. I said they were down by 2 possessions earlier. My small town Nebraska math education is not quite what it is. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. Hughes at quarterback. He will look for the bubble screen over to Vavruska. Vavruska looks to make a play, tries breaking a tackle. He doesn't quite get to the 1st down, but he does have a nice gain of about 3 or 4. Brought down on the play by number 11, Jacob Weissner for Aberdeen Central. I think that's like the 2nd pass that Hughes has thrown this game. I believe that might be the 1st completed pass for Spearfish in the whole contest. It is 2nd down and 5. Ball's at the 5-yard line. Hughes at quarterback. Walters the running back. It'll be a handoff to Walters going around the left side. He's trying to get some room. He doesn't get it. Tackled for a big loss. Number 50 on the play. That is Brandon Schwann. They've tried using that play a few times. Spearfish has over to the left side, and Aberdeen Central has not given up an inch. So what was a 2nd and 5 has turned into a 3rd and 10. 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line. And again, Spearfish with under 5 minutes left to go in regular season. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. 2 backs on either side of Hughes at quarterback. They were looking to try to get a false start. It'll be a handoff to, a quick pass over to the outside to Vavruska. They tried getting Aberdeen Central to jump. Spearfish thought that they jumped, but the refs did not call it, as they thought they stayed on sides, but that was a short gain of maybe 2, and it's 4th and 8. 4th down and goal from the 8-yard line. Field goal really doesn't do you a lot. Depends on if you trust your defense to get a score. And I think Spearfish will have that discussion right now as they will call their 2nd timeout of the quarter. Or the half, that is. Timeout by Spearfish. We might just keep it right here real quick. Keep going through our football rankings for this week. Again, in Class AA, where both of these towns call home, Aberdeen and Spearfish. At least Aberdeen Central. Of course, there's a few more Aberdeen schools here in the state of South Dakota. But Watertown, they're jumped to the number 1 spot after beating Pierre last week by 2 touchdowns. Pierre, they now fall to number 2, as they're in a dogfight right now with Brookings. In fact, we might actually check the score of that game really quick like. It is still a 6-0. No, excuse me, it just updated and it got worse. It is 13-0. Brookings up over Pier at Dana J. Dykhouse in Brookings. Meanwhile, back to action here at Aberdeen Central. It's 4th down and goal from the 8-yard line. Spearfish needs a touchdown and a 2-point conversion on 4th and goal. Thomas Hughes, the quarterback. He takes the snap, rolls out to the left. Trying to find someone open. Hughes, he's getting pressured. Throws to the end zone. High pass. Knocked away. Sorry for our viewers on KDSJ-TV as our limited view of the press box cut off the end of that action, but Thomas Hughes rolled out to the right, tried to find someone open. He eventually had pressure. Good job by the Aberdeen Central defense to hold up. They couldn't quite. Thomas Hughes couldn't escape anywhere, and he had no chance to throw it to the end zone where Dylan Dorn was the intended receiver, but there was 3 blue jerseys waiting around him. So now with 4:02 left to go in the game, Spearfish comes up empty on offense, and now they will have to rely on their defense, who has had a hard time stopping this Aberdeen Central run game. Bowman under center for Aberdeen Central in the eye. Waldo is the running back with Dahlman the fullback. Handoff to Dahlman up the middle, stuffed for no gain. Spearfish is tired of seeing that play. Lathan Lucas, the middle linebacker, on the stop. And now it is a race against the clock. As looks like Aberdeen Central will use all 40 seconds of the play clock. This ball will be snapped under a minute and a half left to 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the game. Spearfish, they need to get a stop. They only have 2 timeouts to stop the clock. Again, they need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. I set. It'll be a toss to the outside to Waldo. Waldo, he is met in the backfield and breaks 1 tackle. I think that might have prevented him getting a 0-yardage rush, as now he will. That looks to be a gain of about 3, and it'll be 3rd down and 7. And this next play will be snapped around the 2:30 mark. Again, coming up tomorrow, we'll have Black Hill State University football. As Black Hill State University Yellow Jackets, they will host Fort Lewis College for Swarm Days. Kickoff around 2 o'clock. Pregame around 1:30. And here's Steve Ammerman on the call there. 3rd down and about 7. I set for Aberdeen Central. Bowman, long count. It'll be a handoff the middle to Waldo. Waldo drops his head, doesn't go anywhere. Stopped on the play by number 66 for Spearfish. One of the reserve defensive linemen. That is Alexander Cudmore, along with the linebacker Aiden Kraut. Nope, there is a flag. What is the flag on? Spearfish Spartans are around the refs. They are looking. This could be a massive call in the game. It could almost end it. It is a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Did they call it on Spearfish? Aberdeen Central's clapping their hands. They call unsportsmanlike conduct against the Spartans, which will give Aberdeen Central a 1st down. And, of course, the Spearfish Spartan coaching staff right next door to us not happy with that call. That is an automatic 1st down. Aberdeen Central, they just have to snap it at least a few more times before this one's over. I formation for Aberdeen Central. Waldo's the running back. Ridley Waldo, he dots the I. Long count. It'll be a handoff up the middle to Waldo, who breaks it out around to the left side, who's then brought down by the corner on the stop. Carson Sire will get the stop. Clock is still rolling. Spearfish just has 1 timeout left to go in the game. Again, Spearfish had them stopped on 4th down before an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Spartans gave Aberdeen Central an automatic first down and has given Aberdeen Central a chance to roll the clock some more. Now with 1 minute, 23 seconds left to go in the contest. Spearfish, the only chance you have to get the ball back to your offense is a turnover. You only got one timeout to work with. Handoff, fullback track, Dahlman. Dahlman scoots his way forward and falls forward for a gain of about 5. As now the clock will roll to under a minute before this next. Recap this one. Look at our Junix Chrysler scoreboard. And preview what's next for both teams. And KDSJ, as this ball will be snapped with under 30 seconds left to go in the game. Spearfish has one timeout. There'll be a fullback trap up the middle. Dahlman, he doesn't get a yard, and now Spearfish will call their final timeout. So Spearfish, they have stopped the bleeding, but it might be too little too late, as they've used their final timeout in the contest. They trail by 8, 14-6. Spearfish got on the board first with a touchdown catch by Dylan Doran. That was before Aberdeen Central came back with a touchdown catch themselves by Colby Dowen. Then in the fourth quarter, after a blocked punt that ended up giving Aberdeen Central the ball on their 9-yard line, already up 7-6. It was another touchdown run by the fullback Joey Dahlman. PAT was good. And Spearfish, they would only be down by 7. The PAT earlier didn't get blocked. Again, the Spartans on their third road trip in the past 3 weeks. Gone 2-0 in that stretch, but trying to prevent going to 2-1 and giving Aberdeen Central their first win of the game. As Aberdeen Central will look to punt. On to punt is number 21 for Aberdeen Central. That is Dowen. Dowen gets the ball off. And the clock ticking now under 20. It takes a good Spearfish bounce, and it'll land at about the 45-yard line. 17 seconds, no timeouts for the Spartans. You need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to extend the game. Offense really hasn't had a rhythm all day. But I believe Jack Coet will be in at quarterback. He has the bigger arm of the two. Aberdeen Central trying to get their first win of the season. They're 0-3, played 3 really good teams in the Pier, T area, and Brookings. Battling third-ranked Spartans here at home. They have them on the ropes, and it's maybe 2 plays before this one's over. Spearfish, you about have to call 2 plays. Thomas Hughes will stay in at quarterback. Ball at the 45, snap back, Hughes. He needs to get something going. A pass over to the right side, pass is too high, and it is intercepted by the Golden Eagles. Number 20 for the Golden Eagles, that is Evan Sickmeyer. First time we've called his name. The safety slams the door on Spearfish and will give Aberdeen Central their first win of the 2024 season. It's the first turnover by Spearfish. I believe might be on the season. And the Golden Eagles, with their backs against the wall early, not just in the game, but in the season. These are 0-3 against 3 good opponents. They fell behind 0-3 and lost their starting quarterback a week ago in Brookings. But a team win for Aberdeen Central as they knee it. They don't need to snap the ball again, and Aberdeen Central will defend their home turf and beat this number 3 ranked Spearfish Spartans by a score of 14-6. That's the final on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. We'll be back with our post-game show. That'll be up in about 2 minutes. Recap this action look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, look at what's next for KDSJ Radio and these two teams, and get on out of here. As our KDSJ Sports post-game show, that's coming up after this 2-minute timeout here on KDSJ-TV.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Jake's Collision Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
(14-6), Aberdeen Central. They get the win over the visiting number 3 ranked Spearfish Spartans here in Aberdeen tonight. As Clayson Davis here with you with our KDSJ Sports postgame show. Recapping this one as Aberdeen Central, their backs against the wall and without their starting quarterback as he was injured last week. They pull out a gutsy team win over the visiting Spearfish Spartans by a score of 14-6. Looking at this one, no stats to give you guys for this one. See if we can include that one in the KDSJ-TV budget for next time. But looking at the contest, scoring was really not apparent at all in the first quarter. It was 0-0 at the end of one. That was before Spearfish got on the board first with a Dylan Doran long touchdown catch down the sideline. Jack Coette. That gives Spearfish a 6-0 lead. The PAT by Sam Marcus was blocked. And then that ensuing possession by Aberdeen Central, they can let her fly in the air too as backup quarterback Braden Bowen. He's had himself a good game under center. Threw a long pass over to their stud wide receiver / tight end / running back / offensive coordinator / defensive coordinator, water boy, and head coach Colby Dowen. He had a long touchdown catch in the second quarter. The PAT was good. That gave Aberdeen Central a 7-6 lead going into halftime. It would stay 7-6 after it was just 4 total offensive possessions in the third quarter with neither team scoring. Both teams had drives, but none of which resulted into points, as it was still a 7-6 ball game at the end of 3, and that was before Spearfish. They were stopped on a drive in the fourth quarter, and that was before Spearfish had a punt blocked. It was really blocked by their own shield, and San Marcos' punt was blocked by Aberdeen Central. I gave the ball to the Golden Eagles at about the 9-yard line as It looked like Carson Borg, he caught the blocked punt and ran it down to the 9-yard line, and then just one play later, it was the fullback, Joey Dahlman. He played multiple positions today as well for the Golden Eagles, but did most of his damage from the fullback position. Lined up in front of the running back in that I formation that Aberdeen Central went to so many times tonight. He scored from 9 yards out on a fullback trap to give Aberdeen Central a 13-6 lead. The PAT was good. Spearfish had a chance to tie up the game with the ball at about the 5-yard line before some negative plays and penalties gave Spearfish a 4th down and goal from about the 8 as Thomas Hughes rolled over to the right, couldn't find anyone open, couldn't escape anywhere, threw up a prayer to Dylan Dorn in triple coverage, which was knocked down. Spearfish then stopped Aberdeen possession on 3 straight plays at the ending of the 4th quarter, exalted all but one of their timeouts before an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Spartans gave Aberdeen Central a new set of downs to bleed out more of the clock. Aberdeen Central did get stopped again, but then punted the ball with about 20 seconds left to go in the game, giving Spearfish one final hope with no timeouts. That was before Thomas Hughes throws an interception to number 20. I believe it was number 20. Evan Sickmiller, that is. The safety for Aberdeen Central. He had the interception on Thomas Hughes, shuts the door on Spearfish, and now Spearfish will fall to 2-1 on the season. Aberdeen Central, they gets their first win of the year as they now, 3-1 on the season for Aberdeen Central. For Spearfish, wow. 3-1 for Spearfish. They have their first loss of the year. Aberdeen Central, they will now improve to 1-3 on the year. Aberdeen Central gets their first win. Aberdeen Central had a tough start to the season. They played Pier week 1, lost. Then they played a T-Area, an angry T-Area Titans team that just lost to Spearfish the week before. Ended up losing to T-Area by a lot, and then last week they lost a 1-point contest to Brookings where their starting quarterback went out with injury. But a team effort for Aberdeen Central as they get to win over the number 3 ranked Spearfish Spartans by a score of 14-6. We'll look at what's next for both teams real quick before we take a break and go to our Unix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard and end off our postgame show. First, we'll look at what's next for the Spearfish Spartans. Again, they fall to 3-1 on the year. They will actually get to return home now as they will host Huron next week, I believe, for Spearfish Homecoming. We'll have that one right here on KDSJ-TV and KDSJ Radio. As Aberdeen Central, they, I believe, will now play Watertown next. Look at their schedule as well. And yes, Aberdeen Central, they'll actually play Sturgis. Don't know why I was thinking Watertown, but they will go to Sturgis, so they'll make a trip over to South Dakota. They'll take on the Sturgis Scoopers, who will play at Huron. Aberdeen Central will travel to Mitchell for hosting Huron, and then they'll have their last regular season home team for ending the season on the road at number 1 Watertown. And again, quickly looking at Spearfish Spartans, they host Huron next week before they will Watertown. As the final 2 road games for Spearfish, not easy. Number 2 respectfully, at least as of right now, as the polls will definitely change with this loss, 3rd in the state. But Spearfish will host Huron, host Douglas, go to Pier, and then host Sturgis. That's what's next for both. We will take a 1-minute timeout to be back with our Unix Chrysler Jeep Dodge board. Look at some action around high school football, look at what's going on in college football, and preview what's next on KDSJ Radio after this 1-minute timeout here on KDSJ.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Back here in the Monument Health Sports Medicine broadcast booth, Clayson Davis here with you with KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV. Look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard here in Aberdeen. Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles, they get their first win of the year, beating number 3 ranked Spearfish Spartans by a score of 14-6. Now time to look at our scoreboard for other games going on in the state of South Dakota. See if I can get my scoreboard to update. There we go. Again, Aberdeen Central, they beat Spearfish by a score of 14-6. At the end, at halftime, it is Sturgis up over Huron by a familiar score that we've seen today, 7-6. That was the score at halftime here in Aberdeen. T-Area, they took care of the Douglas Patriots at T-Area High School by a score of 58-3. Number 1, Harrisburg, after a dogfight early with number 4 in Class AA, Yankton. Number 1 in AAA, Harrisburg beats Yankton Bucks 49-14. Yankton has their second loss of the year. Watertown, they had a struggle early with Mitchell. That was a thing of the past, as Watertown, with 4 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, up 47-14 over the Mitchell Tigers. And the Brookings Bobcats. Defensively, they've been impressive. They shut out number 2 Pierre, the defending 7-time state champions in Class AA, 13-0 on the campus of South Dakota State University. Brookings, number 5 in the rankings, that will probably go up, especially with this loss to Spearfish, as the Brookings Bobcats beating the Pierre Governors 13-0 on their home field. That's a look at AA. Let's look at AAA real quick. Earlier today, Sioux Falls, Washington beats Rapid City Stevens 35-7 at Howard Wood Field. O'Gorman, they are up over Rapid City Central 26-0 at halftime. Sioux Falls Lincoln and Sioux Falls Jefferson 14-10 at the end of the first half. In Class 11A, Lee Deadwood, they have pulled out to a 15-6 lead over the Belfouche Broncs for Lee Deadwood's homecoming with a minute left to go in the fourth quarter. Both teams are winless, trying to get their first win of the season. Lee Deadwood leading the Broncs of Class 11A. Of course, Lee Deadwood of Class 11B, but Belfouche trailing Lee Deadwood 15-6. It was Hot Springs taking care of Lakota Tech 68-16. Rapid City Christian took care of Chamberlain today at Rapid City, 46-6. Looking at 11B, of course, Lee Deadwood leading Belfouche. Hot took care of Lakota Tech. Winter and Woonsocket, Wessington. Winter number 1. The other team, Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn. I was trying not to say that name again. They are, with 2 minutes left on that lead, they now lead at 30-12. And 9-man football, Hill City, they took care of business at Ranger in Hill City. They beat Faith by a score of 53-0 for Hill City there at home. Jones County and New Underwood. In New Underwood, they're in a barn battle here, a barn burner in New Underwood. Jones for New Underwood. New Underwood does have the ball with about midway through the fourth quarter. 9A, Harding County Bison, number 5 ranked in Class 9A. They took care of Lemon McIntosh 46-14. And I believe, we got one more. Phillip is beating Kadoka area, who's been receiving votes by a score of 31-6. With a minute left to go before halftime was the latest update. And that is a look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard for high school football. We'll quickly look at some college. College football, Nebraska leading Illinois. Number 22 ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers leading the number 24th ranked Illinois Fighting Illini 17-10. Almost done with the third quarter there. Speaking of college football, coming up tomorrow, we have Black Hill State University football as the Yellow Jackets for Swarm Days. And they get to host Fort Lewis Skyhawks, who just finished up just broke the longest losing streak in NCAA at 40 games. It was the longest losing streak at the time. It might have been in history at 40 games in all levels. As Fort Lewis has a new transfer quarterback that has definitely given the Skyhawks a spark offensively. See if Spearfish can deal with them. As that will be at 2 o'clock tomorrow with Steve Ammerman on the call, the Jake's Collision Repair pregame show. I'm assuming around 1:30. I believe that's when it would be. And Steve Ammerman on the call there, here on KDSJ Radio 980 AM and 103.5 FM. Also on the mobile app at KDSJ, and also on our mobile app and also on our website at KDSJ980.com. Our next KDSJ-TV broadcast will be volleyball in Spearfish for homecoming. The Sturgis Scoopers, they make the short trek out west to battle the rival Spearfish Lady Spartans in volleyball action. That game will roughly start around 7 o'clock on Tuesday on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV. Thanks to more of our sponsors, including Granite Automotive, Fisher Sand and Gravel, Pill and Optical, Powder River Energy, Proline Equipment Rentals, and Belfouche Low Roofing in Whitewood, Millstone Family Restaurant Spearfish, Butte County Equipment, Auto Doctor, Exit 14, Exit 8, Phillips 66, Gold Dust, Maverick Steakhouse, Minerals Technology, American Colloid Company. Also, thanks to Jake's Collision Repair for giving us our pregame show. Our broadcast booth brought to you by Monument Health. We laid the foundation with Hiresley Concrete in the pregame show. That's our matchup menu by South Dakota Beef Logic. Tonight's game officials was brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection. Starting lineups brought to you by Dana Dental Arts, and our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show brought to you by Wolf's Plumbing and Heating. As I believe that wraps it up here in Aberdeen. For Cody Oliver, thank you back at the studio in Spearfish. Keeping my life on track here as I am on the road here in Aberdeen. I want to thank Cody Oliver back at the studio. Big shout out to Paul James as well for Eagle Country. He's been doing a lot of heavy lifting with KDSJ-TV as well. I want to thank him. Clayson Davis here in Aberdeen signing off. Hope everyone has a good rest of their night. And join us again for KDSJ Sports next time.